my name is Maylin and welcome back to my channel. I'm a flutist, performer, and music teacher located in the city of Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is my channel where we learn all things flute, so thank you so much for joining me here today. In today's video, we'll be learning the popular song Alouette, so if you're interested, then just keep on watching. As always, if you do have any questions to the video, please feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. I do my best to answer them as soon as I see them. And also, if you're having any issues when it comes to practicing, please feel free to check out my free practice guide, also located in the description down below. It gives you 8 really easy steps to follow to help guide your practice sessions. Alright, so let's just get right into today's video. So as I mentioned previously, we will be learning Alouette, so this is going to be a great version for any beginners. If you're interested in getting the original music that I have taken this from, it is from 8notes.com, which I'm going to leave a link in the description for. Just to let you know, it is free and I'm not getting sponsored by any of these. I just find that I really like their website and they have really great resources. So I'm just going to put the first flute part right over here. So as always, if you do want to read with the accompaniment part that I will be playing at the end, again, look at that description down below and it is going to be the flute duet. Alright, so let's look at our first 6 starter bits before we get into clapping using the piece. So of course we are just going to start with number 1, our key signature. So we're going to look in between the treble clef and our time signature. And we do have 1 flat there, so that means we can either be in F major or D minor. Of course, we're going to take a look at the first note and the last note, but to make sure if they are the tonic note. The tonic meaning the first note, which would be F. So we do start on an F and we do end on an F in the first part. So it's a strong indication that we are playing in F major, but just to make sure, we always want to check to see if you can find any of the raised 7th of the minor key. So again, the minor key, relative minor key is D. So how you can find that is you can either go down 3 letter names, so F, F, E, D, or alternatively you can go up 6 letter names, so F, G, A, B, C, D. Alright, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to go down 1 semitone from the tonic of D minor. So D minor, or D, you're going to go down 1 step in that C sharp. So we're going to see if you can find any C sharps at this piece, and I don't see any, so I would say we're in F major, which we are. Number 2, we're going to be looking at our time signature. So we are again in common time, which is 4/4. The top number telling us that we have 4 beats per measure, the bottom number telling us what note type is, 4 representing a quarter note, so we're playing 4 quarter notes per measure. Number 3, we're going to be looking at our tempo indication. So here we have vivante, or quickly, essentially another word for vivo. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be having this piece counted out on my metronome with a quarter note equals 100. So I think it's a great tempo that you can either make it a little bit faster, or you can alternatively turn it down and make it slower by going into the playback settings of the video once we get into the clapping and counting aspect of the video. Number 4, we're going to be looking at our dynamics. So we do start on a nice forte, again that means loudly. We don't have anything else written until bar 5 where we have MF, mezzo forte, and again where we don't have anything written up until bar 11 with another mezzo forte. In bar 12 we do have a nice little crescendo there into a forte at bar 13, and then we don't have anything else written. So just make sure that you are keeping within those dynamic markings when you do see them. Well, however, when we do have those spaces, feel free to explore different dynamics, but if not, feel free to just stick to the same dynamic that you've seen at the beginning of the phrase. Next is number 5, articulation. So we're going to see if we have anything strange that we need to make sure that we take a look at. And essentially, the only thing that I want to make notice of is that we do have slurs over a majority of the 8th notes. So whenever we have that da-da-da-da figure, so in bar 2, for example, it comes back in bar 4, bar 6, bar 8. But it does change again when we do have the figure at bar 10. So make sure that you don't play any slurs there and that they're all tongued normally, regularly. And then the slurs come back on bar 14. And now we're going to go on to our last part, number 6, which is our roadmap. So we're going to see if we have any repeats or da capos, and just taking a look throughout the piece, I don't see any, and so that means we're just going to be reading it from top to bottom like we usually do. Alright, so as I mentioned previously, we're going to do the clap and count at a quarter note equals 100. Again, if you find that's too fast, go back into the playback settings and slow it down to a tempo where you can clap along and not make any mistakes. Just be aware that we are having a dotted quarter note, so that means we are playing 1 with the and of 2 there. So it'll be 1 and 2. And then we clap on the and. Alright, so let's get right into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 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 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, rest, rest. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 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 4. All right, very nice. So now that we've clapped and counted, now we're going to play it with the flute. So again, we're not playing any crazy notes, just making sure that, you know, if you do have any issues with the notes, make sure you print out the music and write in all of your letter names. There's no shame in doing that when you're learning the flute. If you are having issues with any of those notes, feel free to also check the fingering guide that I have linked in the description of all my videos so you can recap those. I'm not going to go over all of them here just because it does get a little bit repetitive, so be sure to go through those two resources if you're having issues with fingerings or with the notes. Alright, so now we're going to be playing it with the flute, and again, a quarter note is going to equal 100. 1, 2, 3. So we do have a little section there where it sounds like we are taking a rest and it sounds like we are not quite playing the melody. And that's because when you're playing along with the accompaniment part, the second flute actually gets the melody. So it's really exciting. So make sure that you play along with the accompaniment part at the end of this video. Alright, so that is going to be it for today. As always, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section so I can answer them as soon as I see them. And of course, if you're having issues with practicing, check out my free practice guide, also in that description. As always, thank you so much for joining me here today. It was such a pleasure to spend some time with you, and I'm so glad that you're here. But as always, happy fluting!